Good morning and welcome to the EZFX Signal Trading Room for July 27th, 2016. My name is Bradley Freed, and this morning I'll be walking you through the watch list as we update our watch list from yesterday. And if there are any new trades, I'll be introducing those and explaining those to you. And any trades that have closed or been changed, we'll talk about trade management and also trading results. If you have any questions during the broadcast, please post them to the chat room on this page. If you're watching the recording, please send me a private message with any questions you may have. Post them to the trading room group, or you can always email me directly at ezfxsignal@gmail.com. Okay, well, let's get started and just take a look at yesterday's list. We were watching the euro-dollar buy and pound-dollar buy. We had open trades with Aussie dollar buy, New Zealand dollar buy, dollar yen, Swiss yen, euro yen sell, dollar peso buy, euro pound sell, pound CAD buy, pound Newsy buy, pound Aussie buy, and pound Swiss buy. So let's jump over to the charts and see, check out these currency pairs and see what's changed between today and yesterday. There was some impact from some announcements about the dollar yesterday that affected our trades, and I think that's the first thing I want to talk about. So let's go ahead and look at the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar. Specifically, the Aussie dollar, I didn't send this as a signal, but we have been talking about it, so I wanted to just bring it up again. This had a jump on the announcement and took out the first target, and it dropped. And right now, it's underwater a little bit. My inclination on this is if we can get to break even, to just close it out rather than continue to ride it, because it may go lower. The New Zealand dollar trade, though, however, is still open. It hasn't dropped anything like the Aussie dollar did. And to me, this is still an open trade. I'm still willing to sit in it and try to get higher. So I'm a little bit torn on this, but like I said, I think the New Zealand dollar is fine for now. It doesn't seem to be as volatile as the Aussie dollar, but the Aussie dollar had a lot of movement. This one announcement move was, I think, 107 pips. Let's just check. Yeah, about 100, 106, 107. So a lot of price action on this. We did get target on profit target 1. However, it didn't close above it, so we didn't move our stop to break even. So it's a little bit of a tricky situation. That's why I'm thinking that because it did hit the first target and it is currently underwater a little bit, if it can get to break even, I just close it out and we'll wait for the next valid setup on this pair to trade it again. The New Zealand dollar, though, is still open. So on my list, I'm just going to put open, but let's say close at break even when possible. And I don't like to panic and make decisions in a haste. This to me looks like it's going to drop lower, and it may retest the stop level or test the stop level, or go down to this monthly pivot. So if you're going to take a loss of a few dollars, now is not a bad time to do it. Or you can wait and see if this will bob up a few times and range a little bit and consolidate and give us an opportunity to get out at break even or with a slight profit. But if you prefer, it's never a bad idea just to take a small loss if something has clearly shown you, like this has, that it's just not working out. Next, let's look at the yen pairs, because there was a lot of changes on those yesterday. Dollar yen hit the first target, then it stopped at break even. That's over. So on that first bit, though, we made some money. We made 213 pips. So I'm going to call that a win. 213 pips. 213 pips, right? Same with euro yen. Just hit our break-even stop after hitting its first target. So our profit is whatever profit we took for the first target, 239 pips, let's say. And the euro yen and the dollar yen, I want to put these back in the watch list. And I'm actually thinking about that there may be a buy opportunity on these. So nothing yet firm. However, remember tomorrow we have some event risk coming up with the policy statement from the Bank of Japan. So now's not a bad time, just kind of sit out and wait and see what happens. When we go back to our chart, I'll show you there's some consolidation going on right now with regard to that. And it's not a bad time just to sit out and see what happens while everybody else kind of goes crazy. And we've already taken some profit on this pair, so why put that at risk at this point? For the Swiss yen, though, I think this is setting up a buy trade. And the reason I say that is because really with all these other pairs, when it made a buy bubble here, and let's just mark the bubble, it was kind of telling us it was overdone. I still like to hold on because bubbles aren't perfect either. Bubbles can be false signals, and sometimes things can fall further. And it was falling pretty nicely. So, this retracement, it's just what happens sometimes. Dollar yen, same thing. Buy a bubble. Nothing else really. I mean, we had buy a bubble plus a class B demand zone down here, which is enough to buy the pair. But we didn't necessarily have a closed signal. The triangular moving average was still red, and we didn't have an opposite direction class A zone. So we just stayed in it, and we ended up getting stopped at a break even on that spike there. But in the case of the Swiss yen, we're still pretty close to this zone. This did retrace too. It just didn't stop out, so it's still open. And we currently have a class A zone here that's been shown with this divergence appearing inside this big fat demand zone down here. It's almost unusable, it's so big. But I think it's not a bad time to close out this trade and take some profit on the second part of the trade as well. If you get out now, on whatever's left, you're going to take 130 pips, which is a nice healthy profit. And we've already taken 214 on the first target. And so you could buy this, put the stop immediately below the recent low. That would give you a stop loss, required stop loss of about 118. First target could be this weekly pivot. At 148. And the final profit target could be at the bottom of this supply zone here at 108.629. But just keep in mind, we do have event risk tomorrow. It's going to be volatile when that happens. And you may get stopped out in just the volatility if you decide to get into a trade. Personally, I'm just going to sit this out. This isn't a good enough setup or a clear enough setup that I'm willing to, especially in light of the event risk, to go ahead and risk another 1% of my account on it at this point in time. But it's not a bad time to close it out if you want to. Just take profit, and you'll be out of all these yen pairs ahead of the Thursday night announcement. And I'll just put option to close. Close now. Let's see, euro yen is done. Dollar peso, let's take a look at that. This is proceeding apace. It's still moving nicely towards the final profit target. It did fall a little bit, created this Class B supply zone here, but I'm not too worried about that. And the pair moves a little bit higher, it's going to hit the final profit target, and then we'll be done with this. This will be a nice little win for the week. So I just hold on to it. The dollar announcement didn't seem to affect this very much at all. It just keeps plugging right along. Nice, nice, very smooth, very even modulated trend. And let's get into our pound pairs. We have the Euro pound sell. Really no change on this. It hasn't really made a new high. Still moving sideways. I always like to go up to the 4-hour chart or higher time frame just to really see what's going on. It's still consolidating. Again, I'm expecting a drop at least to the monthly pivot, if not down to this demand zone down here at some point in the future. But there's currently just no change on this pair, so it's still open. We're stop losses. Our stop losses at break even. We have no risk on the trade, so I'm going to try for more. It's a very nice place to be. Pound CAD buy. This is also moving sideways. It did kind of recover a little bit, but it hasn't retested this previous high yet that I was talking about yesterday. I wanted to retest this high and then punch through this supply zone here, but it hasn't shown us that it wants to do that at this point in time. If I go up to the 4-hour chart, it looks like this. We sort of have a rising consolidation, and I'm expecting it's going to break out and at least get to this monthly pivot up here. So we're just waiting for that to happen. Next, we have the pound newsy buy. And as I've said before, I will wait for weeks on these trades if they're open, because I believe in that fundamental idea. And my stop is at break even, so I can be very, very patient. And I will pay a little bit of swap interest for holding a position open. But if I make a few $1,000 on a big move after a few weeks, then it was totally worth it, right? Pound newsy is also consolidating, moving sideways. It's been kind of in this shallow downtrend. So I think it's about time for it to pop up a little bit, unless it's going to break the bottom of the range and drop. But so far, no real significant change in this pair from yesterday. Pound Aussie, also really boring. Just it did try to drop here. It left a wick and it came back up. It's still operating within this consolidating range. Looks like the triangular moving average may change color again, and we may get a further move up. It might retest this high, which will really be the next thing I'm looking for. But I'm still trying to get to this first profit target, which is totally reachable. It's just these pairs aren't moving very much right now. They're just ranging and consolidating. Finally, let's look at the pound Swiss buy. This pair is also consolidating. Move back down to the 1-hour chart. This is what it looks like on the 1-hour chart, just up and down, classic sideways ranging behavior. If it could retest this high and move higher, that'd be great. If it could punch through this zone, that would be great. It doesn't seem to be doing that. It's just kind of moving sideways in an even narrower band right here. And the triangular moving average keeps going from blue to red, indicating that it's ranging. There's no specific trend direction on this pair at this point in time. So I'm just holding, stop at break even, waiting for a bigger breakout, at least to the monthly pivot, if not up to this supply zone that was made after the Brexit drop at 1.41563. And at this point, I don't have fixed profit targets. I haven't put in a pending order for the profit target. I'm just watching it because it may just move beyond that. And why leave profit on the table when I can leave the profit target off and potentially get even more out of this pair? All of these pound pairs, actually. Okay, well, that's all the updates I have for today. We did take some profit. We did close these dollar yen euro yen trades at a profit. The second trade stopped out at break even. I'm always on the fence about how to describe that. I always describe it as a win, and I describe the largest number of pips made on the trade. Whether we've closed 1 or 2 positions at profit. In this case, we closed the part that we closed at target 1, and so I just posted that. It's because everybody's going to take profit on a different portion of their position. It's hard to generalize and say, okay, well, we made 213 pips on half of it, and we made 0 on the other half. So we actually only made, if we take an average, 106 pips or something like that. I think that gets a little bit convoluted. So if you have an issue with that, please let me know. I'm not trying to be intellectually dishonest. I'm just trying to, in the most simple way, talk about what is the maximum profit we achieved on the trade, regardless of how it ended. If it's a loss, I'll record it as a loss. But if we've moved the stop to break even and we've hit that first profit target and take a profit and control our risk, I'm going to record the largest profit made during the course of the trade. Okay, I'll check the trading room real quick and see if we have any questions. There was nobody there when I checked it earlier, but and there's nobody there now. But if you do have any questions, please, if you haven't already done it, please go to the community and go to groups. And I want you to join all the groups because I'm going to be posting updates there. You can ask questions. Right now, I think we have 4 groups. We have the customer care group. So if you have any questions or any problems with the site, with the service, if you have questions about how we do things, or you have questions about trading systems, anything like that, you can jump in there and ask questions, and I'm happy to help you, especially if it's a kind of a mechanics related issue, like you're having trouble with the website. That would be great. We have our trade signals group. If you have a question about the signals trades, this is the place to go to post and to talk about with other members about signals trades. The trading room right here, if you have a question about what's happening today, if you join the trading room, you can jump in there, and let's just open the trading room group and I'll show you what it looks like, because I think we've had 1 person join, and I'd like everybody to join if that's possible. You can just post here. You have a box, and it's sort of like Facebook. You just can pop in, whatever you're thinking about or whatever your question is. You can use this button to post a chart if you have a file, and that can go along with your question or your statement or your idea. And then other people can chime in. You can give your feedback. You can like what somebody, I don't know if you can like what somebody posted, but you can definitely make comments and have interactions. And I will also be checking these several times a day, and I can answer your questions. And it becomes more of a conversation then, instead of just asking me a question privately and then me answering you privately, which is also an option. If you want to do that, go to community, go to members. You can find me. My member name is EZFX. And you can click the private message button for me, and add some new friends here. And then you can ask me a question. Or, as always, you can also just email me the old-fashioned way. At EZFXsignal@markgmail.com. Okay, well, that's it for today. I think we're in a good place. The one thing I'm thinking about that I just probably want to take care of sooner or later is this Aussie dollar. Either give it some time and try to get out of break even, or just go ahead and take a small loss on it and get out of it, is my best advice on this trade if you're in it. If you're not in it, then I'm not going to trade this again until we have a new setup, or until next week, because I think dollar volatility is going to push this around a little bit, and I don't really want to be in it until we have something totally new that's telling us that, yeah, it's time to trade this again. So, and I'd like a new buy bubble on this, for example. All right, so thanks very much for watching this recording. And if you have any questions, please let me know. and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.